The air was thick with the smell of rain and fear. Jonathan stared at the letter. It was old and yellowed. The ink was faded. There was no return address. There was no name, just his initials on the front. Jonathan's hands trembled as he opened the envelope. His heart pounded in his chest. A cold shiver ran down his spine. The letter felt ice cold in his hands. It read, "Find the clock. The clock stops time. Time is running out." Jonathan didn't recognize the handwriting. It was spidery and cramped, almost unreadable. The words sent a chill down his spine. He had a bad feeling about this. He wished he had never opened the letter. He wished he had just thrown it away. Jonathan took a deep breath. He reread the note, each word sending a fresh wave of dread through him. What did it mean? What clock was the letter talking about? And what did it mean that time was running out? Jonathan's mind raced as he searched the attic. It was dusty and filled with forgotten items. He had always been curious about the old grandfather clock. It had belonged to his great-grandfather. His family always said it was bad luck. They refused to keep it in the house. He found the clock hidden under a dusty old sheet. It was even more imposing up close. Its ornate carving seemed to writhe in the dim light. He hesitantly reached out and touched its cold surface. Dusting it off, his fingers traced the intricate carvings. As he brushed his hand against the back of the clock, he felt something. A small click echoed in the silence. A hidden compartment swung open, revealing a small velvet pouch. His heart pounded as he reached for it. Inside, he found a tarnished silver key and a rolled-up piece of parchment. It was a map. The map was old and faded. It showed a house. The house was old and dilapidated. It looked like it had been abandoned for years. Jonathan shivered. The house loomed before him, just as it had on the map. It was a Gothic monstrosity, its windows like vacant eyes. Jonathan felt a chill run down his spine as he stepped out of his car. The air was heavy with a strange stillness. It was as if the world was holding its breath. He used the tarnished silver key to unlock the front door. The door creaked open with a groan, revealing a darkened entryway. Dust motes danced in the faint rays of sunlight that pierced through cracks in the boarded-up windows. The air inside was stale and cold, thick with the scent of decay. He stepped inside and felt a presence. Someone was watching him. He could feel their eyes on him. He turned quickly. No one was there. But the feeling persisted. He was not alone. He found a note on a table. It was written in the same spidery handwriting as the first letter. It read, "Don't wake it. It can't be stopped. You are in danger." Jonathan's heart sank. He had a terrible feeling about this. Jonathan found a leather-bound journal hidden beneath the floorboards. Its pages whispered a terrifying tale, a story of a malevolent entity bound to the house by a dark ritual, a being of pure darkness. It fed on fear and despair. He skimmed through the faded ink, his blood running cold as he read about the ritual, about the sacrifices made to appease the entity, about the horrors that befell those who dared to disturb its slumber. He slammed the journal shut. He couldn't believe it. It was just a story. It had to be. But deep down, a part of him knew it was true. He could feel it in his bones. He had felt it the moment he stepped into this house. Jonathan's breath hitched as he saw another letter. It lay on the dusty floor, as if it had materialized from thin air. This time, an overwhelming sense of dread washed over him. This was no ordinary mystery. He had awakened something evil, and it was far from over.